All right, guys, what is up? It's Daniel here, and we're gonna have another awesome stream. It's Tuesday night, and one viewer on the stream. Let's go watching on YouTube. So we're gonna be going over. We're gonna wait a little bit, but tonight we're gonna be going over how we're finding deals in 2023 and also late 2022. So that's what we're going to be doing, and just kind of going over some of the methods that we've been using and some of the ones that we're developing out. This isn't going to be like rocket science, but it is going to be stuff that is working for us and that is working for people that we know, and we want to share it with you. So that is what we're going to be doing tonight. Okay. All right. So if you're on here, drop in the comments that you're watching right now so that I know what's going on. And then we'll get right into the meat. Guys, if you haven't already, quick plug from our partner, Rent Redi rental management software. If you guys want an awesome rental management software that I use and that we use to help manage all of our 12 rental properties, go ahead and hit the link down below and get 6 months for just $1. So we're here in Kansas City, Missouri, broadcasting live from the basement studio in my cash flowing house hack. And we're going to go over all the ways that we are getting deals in 2023. We just picked up a deal over the last weekend, which is awesome. We got a bunch of cool stuff going on right now. We've got, we are finding more deals. We're setting up our first Airbnb. So that's going to be our first short-term rental, renovating that this week, and it should be live here in the next couple of weeks, which is going to be sick. But we're trying to get our wholesale operation going, or we are getting it going rather, and we're wholesaling more and flipping more as well. So I don't know how long this stream is going to be, but we're going to go. If you guys have any questions or anything, could be about the topic, could be not, any just real estate questions, this is a great place to ask them. So yeah. Let's get right into it. So things that we're doing and ways that you can go and get deals. These might not be necessarily ones that we are doing now, but we have done them a bit. And the best way that we're finding deals as flippers and the most volumes of deals that we've gotten is wholesalers, guys. Wholesalers are great. And really, it's all about connections, guys. The more wholesalers you can find, the better. Okay, it doesn't hurt you. Just go and get on as many of their lists as possible, especially the small ones. I would be posting in Facebook groups all the time, looking for wholesalers, looking for people, looking for them to add you to their cash buyers list because you never know. And guys, real quick before I get into some of these methods, I just want to go over the changing state of affairs in terms of the economy and what it's doing to the real estate market, interest rates, things like that. And this is not just like me looking at a chart. This is like real, life experience that I'm sharing here. And, things are they are leveling out. So we've transitioned very quickly from this red hot seller's market to a more even market is what we're going towards, guys. This is it is very quickly, slowing from crazy hot to probably more of a normal pace, which seems slow relatively, but really it is, it's actually just going back to normal. For example, we had a nice new flip. We put it on the market at a very reasonable price based on very recent comps in the last few months at $175. Very nice house. And it actually took, we got a ton of showings on this place, probably more than a dozen showings, probably 20 showings in 20 days. So very popular. It was getting shown, and we didn't even get a single offer until the 20th day. And it was a full price offer. So we did go ahead and accept that. But that just shows you recently we've been in a state where houses, as soon as they go on the market, like you've got 17 people bidding on them and they're, going 30 over list price to now, like this house is a great entry starter home, and it literally sat 20 days, not a single offer, and until somebody did put in an offer. So we're seeing a lot with the investment environment as well. like we were talking to one of our friends, his name's Kelby. He is buying a lot of investment property for himself and for his investor clients. And literally, he's finding like good deals on investment property that are on market. And this one was on market for like 6 days. He sent them an offer that was like, I think they wanted like 80,000 for the house. He offered like 60, and they got it for like 69. And it was like day 6. He was the first offer on that property. So this is a great thing, guys. If you're looking to buy right now or looking to trade, this is a great time, because even though interest rates are going up, that's fine, guys. Let them go up as long as you can cash flow. It's all good, because what's happening is that you're going to be starting to find a lot more deals. You're going to be able to be very picky, maybe not super picky, but like sellers are going to be very receptive to your offers. I was looking on MLS and at one town, and there were some, $40,000 houses that on the market, and like they literally dropped from like 60 to 50 to 40. And I looked at the previous history. They're actually selling it less than what they bought it for in 2021. And, maybe they're in hard times or whatever, but this is an indication people still aren't buying it, which means that it's probably overpriced already. But that means that like I could probably go to that seller and offer like $20,000 for that house cash potentially, and maybe get it, so there's a lot of opportunity to offer on things. You can take your time a little bit more. You can really work sellers down to reasonable levels. There's a very public consciousness of the market cooling. There's a bit more fear, and so this is a perfect time to start exercising. Sending out a lot more offers. Working with more sellers. You're really going to have to strengthen up that disposition side of your business, whether it be wholesaling or flipping, and you're going to need to account for longer hold times. So with a flip, I would be counting for a minimum 30 days of it sitting on the market and another 30 days to close the property. And so, take your rehab time and then add 2 months. And that's probably how long it's going to take to actually get money back in your pocket. So factor that into your loan costs when offering offers. Try to work people. I mean, this is, they may not have any other offers more than likely for their stuff. And if you see something that's sitting on market or even a wholesale deal, I had a wholesale deal come back to me. I told them they wanted like 100 for the property. We offered them 70 for the property, and, was too low for them. But then they come back and they're like, hey, would you consider seller finance opportunity? Because the seller still wants to sell, but obviously nobody wanted to buy it at 100. So they're coming back to the table. So this is a great opportunity, guys. To get more deals. All right. Whether it's wholesale, whether it's flip, there's a lot of deals to be had right now. So let's go over some of the ways that we're getting deals. And that first and foremost is wholesalers. Guys, there's opportunities from wholesalers, from flippers and other wholesalers. There's the big companies like New Western and stuff. What I'm seeing a lot is like we had a deal literally just like last week. We could have gone for $90,000. Okay. And that price, it was a little too high for us for a renovation. It was just kind of on the edge of what we wanted to pay. And so we kind of passed it up. But then that wholesaler went to this other big wholesaling company, New Western, and he JV'd with them. They paid him 100, and then they went and sold it for 112. Okay. So like we could have bought it for 90, gone to New Western, and JV'd with them and made 22,000 just for the transaction. And guys, I want to tell you a secret here about working with wholesalers and building your buyers list is like, some of these bigger box wholesalers, like it seems like they sell this stuff at absurd prices, which they kind of do. But that means that there's people out there paying these prices, right? And so you're like, how can I find those buyers? Where are they? Well, it's really easy to go and find them. And this is a secret that I learned from Zach Ginn and Flip with Rick is that, you could go and check out all the emails that they've sent you, all the deals that have sold that they've had, and actually go look those deals up on like public record and MLS if you have access, and you can find the buyers of those deals. So then you find the buyers, right? You make a buyers list, you skip trace all those names, and that's your buyers list. And then you just mark down where their property's at. And then next time you get a deal, you go to them and you'd be like, hey, what would you pay for this? Or it's like, hey, would you pay this for it? And, they're probably going to pay more than most people because they've already paid more than most people for the box store, wholesale deal. So that's a great way to build your buyers list, guys. There's a lot of opportunity right now in JVing with other wholesalers. I'm seeing a lot of non-exclusive contract. What that is essentially like if you get a deal under contract, it's basically a partnership agreement, but it's just like, hey, it's like you're saying this guy, hey, you can market the property. You just don't have your like I can still sell it to somebody else. So you're really not committing to them, but you're giving them the right to like use your images and stuff and go out and market it because guys, your dispo end is going to need to be strengthened a bit more now because the days of just posting a deal on Facebook and it's instantly selling or fleeting, I think. And so if you have a good strong buyers list, you can use that to your advantage to make money on and partner with a lot of wholesalers that have deals that are just not able to get seller or buyers for them, right? So that's a great opportunity, as well as just getting deals from wholesalers in general. And you might be able to be more negotiable with wholesalers as well because they're probably not having as easy a time selling stuff. And remember, the wholesaler wants to get paid as soon as possible, and they want a surefire deal. They would rather have a surefire, fast deal than make a ton more money from the deal. I promise. Guys, pop any questions here you have about getting deals. So those are some opportunities to get deals from folks. The best way to find wholesalers is probably Facebook groups. There's also, really Facebook groups is the biggest thing. I would go, different YouTube channels and personalities have Facebook groups. There's looking in your local cities and stuff for groups. But yeah, go and add all those guys to your list. Send them emails, get on their lists, and that way you're getting the maximum amount of deal flow as possible. Because a lot of you just got to, even in wholesalers, you got to look at a lot of deals before you get a good one because those guys are trying to mark it up, as high as they can. Usually like 5 to 20, maybe even 30K depending on the deal. So there's usually some meat on the bone. Most people, the minimum they're going to mark it up is probably like 10K right off the bat. Sometimes you can, and I'm not saying you can work people, but if the numbers don't work, guys, you don't want to beat people up too much. It's a relationship, but don't be afraid to, I would be giving people offers, like what we're doing with our wholesalers is like, hey, we can buy this, but it needs to be at this price, right? For it to work for us to flip it. And that's the thing, guys, is that like with money costs going up and hold times going up, like it's getting more expensive to rehab and burr properties and sell properties because the hold times are longer. So, you're going to have to buy deeper. All right. And the wholesalers are going to have to get deals deeper. But the good thing is that the sellers know that and that they know the market is cooling off. And so they're probably going to be a lot more workable than in the past. Because people, when, I think the thing with like a market that's really red hot is that like people in distressed situations and stuff, like they know they can sell their house very fast. So they're like, there's urgency, but there's still not like a ton of urgency because, there's a ton of other wholesalers trying to buy their deal. But now, those things may lessen a little bit just because the speed at which you can sell is a lot slower. So that's some food for thought. Now, what are some other methods that we're using to find deals? So one we're developing right now, we're about to launch probably tomorrow, is SMS or text message texting. So we're pulling lists from batch leads. Guys, if you want to check out batch leads, there's a link for that in the description below. You can get, I think, 500 free or 1,000 free properties on there. And that's a really great tool because you can pull lists. You can super segment those lists. So like you can take a property set, like say, high equity sellers that, are in pre-foreclosure or something like that in your area, right? You can pull that list and then you can start texting those people. You can skip trace the list. So that means you can get all their information for really cheap. And then you can start texting and calling that list and talking to sellers. So that's great. That's a great way. It's super cheap. And it's got a really effective open rate on those. So that is a great way to, it does require some setup, some buying some things. But if you're really serious about wholesaling and flipping, it's definitely a worthwhile investment because honestly, like wholesalers are great. But the best deals are going to come from, direct to seller business. And there's also a lot more creativity that can be had with a direct to seller in terms of creative financing and things like that. So, really, really put the pedal to the metal on the SMS marketing. Other ways is calls. We've been calling realtors a bit. We have gotten a few leads on deals there. Haven't really done it enough to be a good judge of it. It is good, again, especially now that the market is cooling off. I think that having guys like, first and foremost, like building relationship is the biggest thing, whether it's with realtors, wholesalers, or other individuals that have access to properties, or people that like probate lawyers and things like that, or city officials that know things like water shutoffs and stuff like that. But just having access to these folks and having them let you know when things do happen is fantastic. So that way you can get the first jump on the deal and go ahead and get it locked up. Other ways, guys, are driving for dollars, of course, is tried and true. I know a guy up in a town near me that's built his whole business doing over 100 transactions a year, just doing nothing but driving for dollars and just talking to people when they call in. It's insane. And that's all he's done. And he's built in his first year did like 75 transactions wholesale, and then second year like 125, and now he's doing even more, doing nothing but driving for dollars. All right. And so there's also a cool strategy with that, where if you drive for dollars, you can do some combo strategies where you like drive for dollars and you can actually run up and put a note, instead of like a door hanger, just put like a sticky note, right? Like, hey, want to talk to you about your property, give me a call, on their door, right? Then you drive off, because then they might just call you, right? If they're interested in selling, they might just go ahead and call you. So you're almost like direct mail, but it's like super cheap, basically free. And you're super targeted with it because you're literally driving the properties and putting the notes on the doors that look like they could sell. So there's that. You can also skip trace and call the people right there, like with a deal machine or batch leads. I think they have a driving tool. You can actually call and skip trace right there in front of the house. So if you're sitting there in the front of the house, call the seller 1 or 2 or 3 times maybe and be like, hey, I'm sitting in front of your house. What are you looking to do with the place? Or something like that. That's a great strategy you can employ as well. So keep that one in mind. I'm sure there's a ton of other ones. Those are really very inexpensive to get into. All of those. If you pull a list off batch leads or something, you can get direct mail list. You can do some direct mail. It's going to require some money up front. And guys, one thing with this and with any kind of marketing, especially with real estate and stuff, is that you really have to, it is very difficult day to day. And I struggle with this just like I'm sure you guys do. It's difficult to stay focused. It's difficult to stay diligent and disciplined day in and day out, just hammering on the same things over and over again. And really not, day to day, you're really not getting, it doesn't feel like you're making progress, right? Until you get some good deal flow in, you're going to kind of feel like you're just sitting there spinning your wheels, because it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of calls, a lot of SMS messages to get in contact with even a few sellers. And then, even fewer of those will actually be able to convert. But guys, you just got to put in the work, keep practicing, keep sharpening your sword, and keep working on people, because, one of them is going to work, right? Eventually, if you just stay at it, and if you get like a $10,000 assignment fee, for example, which is extremely common. I don't even know if we've had a couple deals with a smaller assignment, but most of our deals, the wholesalers are making at least 10 grand. If you worked an entire month, 40 hours a week, and only got one deal and still made $10,000, would it be worth it? I would say so. I'd be super happy if I made $10,000 off a deal. That'd be fantastic. I didn't have to put any money up in a month. That'd be awesome. I think, and if you could do 2, 3, that's 30 grand a month, right? So you're very quickly, going very far, very fast. So if you got to keep that in mind. Sometimes I think we get into this mindset where it's what's it all for? Am I working for this money? But you got to get something going, guys. So keep at it, keep on rolling. But yeah, those are some awesome strategies to find deals in 2023 that we'll be using, primarily probably SMS, and then supplementing it with calls and using wholesalers to go find stuff and do JV relationships. But we're going to get the marketing machine going, and you guys should too. So guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Short stream is a pretty simple topic. There's a lot of information on here on how to find deals. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out on Instagram at Real Dan Kohan. You can always message me there, or on Facebook. I'm very active on there. And give me a shout. Go ahead and check out Batch Leads and Rent Redi in the description below, guys. And go ahead and subscribe and like the video so we can have another stream next Tuesday. And with that, guys, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.